Assalamu alaikum. What have you noticed when I spoke? Did you notice something about my face? Did anyone notice anything on my face when I spoke, when I started and I said Assalamu alaikum? Anyone? Can you just scream out? Yes, brother? You saw a smile. Now, when we smile, and it restarted with smile, you know, when we take the smile, we take out the S, it can go a mile. How many of you here want to take your smile and take it to a mile? How many of you? Let's see you pick up by show of hands. Let me see your hands. I don't see the ladies here picking up your hands, all of this. There's a simple way. And how many of you here now, right this moment, want to give sadaqah for the pleasure of Allah? How many of you want to do that right now? So what I want you to do is, all the men next to each other, just smile at each other, give each other a beautiful smile, and you will be giving sadaqah now, right now, this moment. But just one thing, I know there's men and women here on this side, so don't smile across the other side here, inshallah.
In fact, I kissed him.
You kissed him. You know when you smile, what it does to you. This morning, when I woke up, and every morning when I wake up, I just jump out of bed and I say shukr. I say shukr to Allah. I usually call it, if we can have the three S's, S. The first one is, whenever we meet someone, we smile. What will happen to our lives? Today, when I come here and I see what you do, alhamdulillah, Allah makes me smile, and I'm sure you're smiling inside. And the other two S's, which I just want to share a small bit about because I always wake up with it, it's shukr. When I wake up and I say, Allah, shukr, thank you for another day. Ya Allah, thank you for just being alive, breathing. And when I'm awake and I'm alive, the race is not over. I know I have another day. I know we all have another day. I know all of us who are here have another day. And we give our best, we do our best. And by you contributing, making a difference, and yes, spreading that guiding light, which is the vision of the Madressa, and sharing that vision, and spreading that light, you are making shukr. You are serving the others. When you serve others, Allah will serve you. And the other S is the other side, is sometimes when you're making shukr, you notice on the other side people that you serve. And they're in a state sometimes challenged. And we make shukr to Allah, sabr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alhamdulillah, ya Allah, we are not in that situation. So we make sabr. So the three S's, which if we can inculcate this in our lives, always smiling, always making shukr, and always making sabr of the situation. You know, I just want to share something, and I came this morning, I never know, I said, Ya Allah, every morning when I wake up, I say, Allah, take me somewhere where I can serve, where I can make a difference, where I can contribute, where I can touch a heart, where I can touch a soul. Ya Allah, I am just a means, I'm just a vehicle, I'm just an instrument. And Kari came to me this morning and he says, Abdul, can you come up on stage and speak for a few minutes on your experience and interaction yesterday? I had lunch with Kari, and Uncle Idris invited me. Alhamdulillah, we had an awesome, fun lunch. The food was very lovely. Jazakallah Kari. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. After that,
he's fishing for another invite.
And after that, I went to the home. You know, I've been to homes before. I've been to old age homes before. I've been to homes with orphans. And the one thing I noticed this home was different to other homes. The first thing I noticed was the cleanness of the place, cleanliness. Islam teaches about cleanliness. Everything we do is about cleanliness. Every interaction of our life is about cleanliness. When we wake up, we wash our hands. Before we read salah, we make wuzu. So everything is about cleanliness. And when I noticed this home, the first thing that stood out for me, and when I said we're going to this old age home, I thought, you know, it's just that impression I have and I've been to before. In fact, last week we did an operation in Rosettenville. And we did an operation cleanup where we helped a whole lot of kids at homes. But you went in that house, it was in a state where you just felt that the children, you know, how could children live in this home? And when I came to this home and I saw the first thing, it was clean. The dustbins were well put up on top of each other, so none of the dirt lays on the floor. Everywhere you look, you walk, you know, you see it clean. There wasn't a piece of paper. The floor was shining. And you know, when I wake up and I come into a home like that, I want to live. I have energy. And yes, Idris says those people were smiling. When you live in that environment, you know, Kari, by giving them that, and Idris call it dignity, you know, it touches our hearts, and you know, it touches those people's hearts. And yes, they were smiling, they were happy. So my experience was, I was touched by that. And what people are doing, and that small experience that I had touched my heart, touched my soul. And inshallah, may Allah give you reward and abundantly reward all of you who are here. And inshallah, allow us to serve and contribute. And wherever we are, And from now, after that interaction, I said, wherever I go, and the first thing I will see if I go into these homes, I will try and see how we can operationally clean up this. And this will be my vision from now forward. And I asked Kari, and Idris told me on the way back yesterday, why did Kari do this? And I wanted to know that everyone that does something, and I know all of you have a story, and inshallah one day I can interact with you, because I know deep inside, the reason you are here is one day something happened to you. Something happened in your life that changed. For Kari, and when I spoke to him this morning, and Idris told me yesterday, he one day went to a home, and he was knocking on this home, and I think it's something to this effect, the story, or the incident that happened. He was knocking on this door, and as he was knocking on the door, it didn't open. So he got, I think it was 4 or 5 people, Uncle Idris, where Uncle Idris told me, and he opened the door, and he went in, and the lady had passed away from what I understand, and he made a commitment and a promise to himself today that he will never, till this day, he'll never stop, he'll do everything in his power to open up a frail care home and do that. And that was his vision. And he started till he did the home, and that home was magnificently done. Yesterday when I went, and I was touched by that home, and I'm sure all of you have a deep, sincere story. May Allah reward you, may Allah inspire you, and take you and do more. And I just want to share something, my vision and how it changed my life. One day, I always had this vision, how can I change the world? How can I make a difference to this world? So every day I went out and I made so many differences, but you know what? The world didn't change. I was still trying and fighting. So what I thought, I'm not succeeding. Maybe what I can do is maybe change my community that I'm in. So when I went there and I started trying to change this community and try to talks and everything, but that didn't also help. So then I went even closer. I said, you know what? Maybe I must change the small area I'm staying in, and our community that we say, the small little people that I know and the friends that I'm associated with. And I tried that. I still noticed it didn't work. And I went to my family and I said, you know what? Maybe I should start with my family. They say charity begins at home. So maybe this is the way. So I started changing, working on my family, telling them what to do, saying we should do this, we should do this. And somehow my children didn't listen to me. It didn't work. And then one day, I looked into the mirror. And when I looked into the mirror, I noticed myself. And it wasn't me wanting to change other people. I had to first change. I had to first be the example. I was a taker. I used to take from people. I used to take everything. I used to, my whole life was about taking. And suddenly when you realize, when I come here, and this reminds me that it's not about taking. It's about serving. It's about giving. It's about making a difference. And when I realized that, and I looked in the mirror and I said, it's not about you, it's about you changing yourself, Abdullah. It's about you changing the way you are. It's about you changing your personality. And I look back and I says, how can I do this? And our example is our beloved Prophet Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May peace and blessings be upon him. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let's follow his footsteps and be inspired by him, because he showed us the example. And the example was, follow every act that he does. And one of the things he said is make a difference, make a contribution, serve the Creator's creation. And this is what you are doing. Whether it's a human being, whether it's an orphan, whether it's an old age or with mothers in a frail care center, I applaud you. I honor you. And your contribution, may Allah reward you abundantly. So when I decided and I changed myself, life changed. So continue doing what you're doing. Continue keeping up the good work. And my last interaction was when I went to the school and I worked with all the children. And I think it was about 2 months just before Ramadan. We got all the kids there. I noticed something else. I've always gone to different areas and we do leadership talks, we do motivation talks, and we try and interact with them, and it's all interactive. And I went to this group and I saw the kids there. I noticed again, the kids were all happy. The kids were all healthy. They were well fed. You could see children that were in a good energy. And you know what? They were eager to learn. And yesterday, re-emphasized when I went with Kari and we walked into a classroom, and he told us the journey where kids come in here from all over, and they don't know a word, not even a word of Quran. And they start from zero and they become Hafiz of Quran. So may Allah reward you, Kari. May Allah reward all of you, and Allah inspire us all to follow the footsteps that you are doing and continue doing what you are. Jazakallah khair.